Okay, real talk. We are selling our 2-year-old RV and our 1-year-old truck.
This might seem like it's out of left field, and it kind of is, but we don't like to drag things like this out for months and months and months. So we're gonna try to cover all of this in the next 3 videos. So we are still trying to figure some things out, but we do know the first step is we need to sell this fifth wheel and that truck. So that's what we're going to cover in today's video. Next, we're going to be able to say a little bit more about the reasons why we're selling. And then hopefully right after that, we're going to have everything figured out. And then we're going to be able to share what's actually going on. So first things first, yes, we're selling our beloved 2023 Alliance fifth wheel 295 MK and our 2024 Ram 3500 Dually Night Edition. If you watch our videos, you know quite a bit about these two already, but we'll have a link in the video description about all the details to them and the listing ad. We'll also link our original tour videos for both of them. But what we're going to cover in this video is, after 2 years of ownership, what 6 things we really love about this uniquely built fifth wheel, and probably one of the least things we like about it. It has been a while since I've seen our original tour video of this fifth wheel, but I know we talked about the windows of it. And that probably is our number one thing that we love about this RV, is the giant windows that cover almost 180 degrees of some of the most beautiful places we've ever seen.
Without a doubt, those windows are the main event, the big view everywhere we go. But that is only a piece of the entire vision. So secondly, we love the layout of this floor plan. It is the most functional RV we've ever lived in. So starting with the kitchen, we're going to talk more about the kitchen later, but it flows nicely right into our rear office, which we sit all day long, again with the big windows. Right here where I'm standing, we do our workouts. We do strength training right inside the RV, tons of space. We have our lounging area where we can watch the TV at night, enjoy the fireplace in the morning, have that coffee time going. Our shoe area was a huge success. When we put this together, we had a vision for 100% function, and it is perfect. And then moving upstairs, we have our bedroom. We have the queen size bed, which makes it feel very spacious in here because it's not crowded with oversized furniture. We have tons of storage with the dresser and the step-in closet. We have the combo washer dryer unit, which leaves plenty of space on the other side for tons of dirty laundry to stack up. We have so much clothes storage. Let's talk about the combo unit. I love it. It's very, very easy to just put a load in. You can set it so that it goes straight into dryer mode, which means I don't need to move a load of laundry from the washer to the dryer. It just stays in there, keeps going, very efficient. If I were to do it all over again, I would still choose the combo versus the single stackable units or the separated units. The onboard bathroom suite ended up being really, really enjoyable for having the dual doors. And this was our one big apprehension when we first got into this unit. I didn't think I would like the toilet this close to the bedroom. I didn't think I would like the double doors, and I ended up loving it. We love how having the 2 doors just really opens up the space, and it makes the upstairs feel nice and airy and roomy and open. And when guests come over, it's really easy to just shut this bedroom off and they can use this door. And we ended up loving it way more than we thought we would. Now the bathroom itself is beautiful. The shower is huge. It has that sunlight above, so it's extra bright in there when we're showering. The countertop is beautiful. Everything is just great in the bathroom. There's absolutely nothing that I dislike about it.
So that's the quick tour of the inside. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the outside at the end of the video, but I wanted to add a few things. So this is only 33 feet for a full profile, 13.5-foot tall fifth wheel. That's relatively short. And the reason we went with this particular floor plan over others was because the downstairs living space, so the kitchen, living room, our desk we had, and the big TV, fireplace, all of this is the same as some of the larger fifth wheels, some of the 38-foot fifth wheels. It's just the upper deck that was a little bit shorter. So really, we were trying to have the best of both worlds. A shorter fifth wheel, big, tall, 8.5-foot ceilings, dual opposing slides in here. I think we really nailed the floor plan and keeping it as short as possible. And despite the only 33 feet, we were still able to have the giant tanks in this thing. 98 gallons of fresh water, 2 53-gallon gray tanks, and a 53-gallon black tank. That really did draw us to this in the first place. And next, I'm going to talk a little bit about our electrical system, because that is the third point that we absolutely love about this RV. And I just did a video on this recently, so I won't talk a whole ton about it. But we were able to partner with Battleborn Batteries and Rich Solar on a extremely large system for the smaller fifth wheel. 2,750 watts of solar up on the roof, fit absolutely perfect, like a glove. And then we had the 4 Battleborn game changers underneath and dual Victron inverters. So this RV, off-grid, parked in the middle of nowhere, basically runs like a house. It has 4,800 watts of continuous power. You can pretty much run whatever you want off-grid. And that was such a huge deal for us to try to get something that we could park out in the desert for a week, 2 weeks, and not worry about it, and just enjoy that view that we showed you. And it wouldn't be right if we didn't talk about probably the most unique thing about this fifth wheel, which is this 2-person desk that we had Alliance custom build for us.
Yeah, it was fun to design it. In smaller spaces, we always struggled with where are we going to work all day? Because believe it or not, we are full-time workers. We spend most of our days sitting right here and working. And it's a great space because Aaron can sprawl out over there, I sprawl out over here. We have the stacks of drawers to put our things away and keep it tidy. Obviously there's upper storage as well, which works really nice, but it's just awesome to have a dedicated space.
It's like a true office.
It's a true office. And when it's not in office mode, in the event where we are entertaining or have friends over, it works really well for extra seating. So we just flip these around and we can have, tons of people in here and sit here and eat dinner together or hang out or whatever it might be. This also works well just to keep clutter away from the kitchen and the countertops, because I like a nice clutter-free area. So having the extra space for work stuff that spreads out during the day makes it feel so much cleaner and organized in here.
And we're going to keep talking about the view, because we basically have an office with a view all the time. This is what we're going to probably miss the most.
Because this is where we spend most of our time. And it's nice too to just have the natural lighting hitting us in the face so that when we are working all day, you don't get that mopey 3 o'clock feeling because you're just energized by nature and sunshine. And I do need to point out too that this is just not for full-time workers. It would be great for quilting, doing any sort of hobbying, anything that you like to do and sit and have a workspace for.
If somebody's not interested in that desk, you could sell that desk in about 6 seconds on the Alliance Facebook page, or any probably fifth wheel page, because there's so many people that would want this dedicated space in a heartbeat. Yeah. And then you could just replace it with a 3-person sofa and you'd be right back to your dual seating area.
Right. The second to last feature that we want to highlight is the kitchen. I love cooking. We cook most of our meals right here in the RV. Healthy eating on the road is so easy when you have your kitchen with you everywhere you go. And it's even easier when it screams residential everything. There is too much space in this kitchen for me, which I never thought I would say.
Some people say the next model up, the 310, has a bigger kitchen. I don't know about that. With the pantry size and all the additional counter space, this mid-kitchen model, it's a huge kitchen.
It's a huge kitchen, and I love having my island and my sink facing the money shot view, right? Like, I'm not turning this way on an oven looking at my small window. Instead, I'm opened up. Like, if Aaron's sitting over there, I can talk to him while I'm food prepping. This is plenty of space to food prep.
Really good for entertaining.
Really good for entertaining. I mean, the kitchen is beautiful with that subway tile. That initially attracted us right away. The oven, I've been doing braised meats. The fridge is massive. The freezer is massive. I have so much stocked meat in there. We never worry about getting groceries where we are because we're fully stocked up. And it's just comfortable, nice, lots of storage space. Have some extra gadgets, have my air fryer, have my booze board. Like, it's a gourmet chef dream.
Before we get into the last thing that we really love about the inside, I wanted to quickly highlight some of the things on the outside. I could probably do a whole video on these, but the first thing you'll notice is the full body paint job in black, white, and gray, and in an angular pattern. I personally think this is the best paint scheme Alliance has put out, and it always looks shiny with the permanent ceramic coating, even when it's dirty. Storage is a little smaller than the big fifth wheels, but it's plenty for us, and we even have room to store our e-bikes on the inside. The electrical system is tucked out of the way, so you still have the entire front belly to use as storage. The MoreRide independent suspension we got put on the RV while it was being built in the factory increased the gross vehicle weight rating to 16,800 pounds, added 5.5 inches of independent wheel travel, and added the superior stopping power of disc brakes. And I feel like the shorter overall length really shines while towing, and this is a pretty smooth experience, even in high winds and the bad roads. The reason we bought this fifth wheel in the first place is because we were entering on year 5 of full-timing on the road, and we were starting to miss having a home.
The comforts of home.
A lot of people quit after so many years on the road, and they want to get back to that normal life. And after living in a van, living in a rooftop tent, and living in a 26-foot travel trailer, we were feeling that
confinement.
Yeah, we were living in an RV as opposed to living in a home.
Yeah.
And that is what we wanted to do. We wanted to have an RV that felt like a home.
Yeah. Even 2 years later, I still say I love this RV, and I'm always gonna miss it.
We have not once said we need a bigger RV or we don't have enough space. Like the storage on this and the separate like upstairs bedroom, the separate office, the separate reclining couch. Like we use this fireplace all the time. This fireplace is on if it's 50 degrees or lower, like it's on all the time.
Right.
And the kitchen, but also having it in an open floor plan.
So this absolutely 100% satisfied that craving for that homey feeling. When a lot of full-time RVers do go back to a home around that year 5, year 6, as Aaron mentioned, this fulfilled that for us.
So, what is the one thing that we don't like as much about this fifth wheel? And you've heard us talk about all the great things that we love. We keep mentioning how short it is, how it's a small fifth wheel, but here's the thing. It is still a full profile fifth wheel, meaning it's 13 foot 5 inches, very, very tall. It's a 101 inch wide body. So this still is a pretty large thing to be towing around. When Chris and I were in the East Coast and we were, close to the New York City area, right there in New Jersey City, I mean, we were in some pretty heavy traffic. and you can feel towing this thing around.
Yeah.
It's not like towing around a 25-foot Airstream. So it still has its limitations. When we originally planned this out and designed this whole next step of our lives, we wanted to keep it as small as possible and as big as possible.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Which I think we nailed it.
Yeah.
And you do all the towing.
Yeah.
But it's not like what it was towing our little travel trailer around.
Yeah. You're not quite bopping around the same way.
No, you don't take this fifth wheel into unknown gas
areas.
Stations or small grocery stores. Since then, we have moved to fully going to truck stops to get fuel, which, is pretty normal in the fifth wheel life.
Yeah.
But that was a little bit of an adjustment, and the gross vehicle weight rating of this fifth wheel is 16,800 pounds. Even though it's 33 foot, it's pretty heavy.
She's short, but she's mighty.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, and we'll get more into the reasons on why we're selling. In the meantime, if you're interested in our fifth wheel or truck, go to the link in the description and pinned comment below to find out more. See you next week.